We got to talk about the Schumer shutdown. All right, so a lot of you might be aware of what's currently going on in the government. You know, you might not be aware. That's totally fine. I don't expect people to know what's going on in the government. Government stuff is boring, and that's why you have me to do the deep dives for you, make fun of the tards the way God intended. And honestly, we have a lot of tards to make fun of because Chuck Schumer is getting absolutely obliterated. So there's something going on right now called the Schumer shutdown. Essentially, the Democrats voted to shut the government down unless Trump caves to their demands and gives American taxpayer dollars to illegal aliens. That's essentially the short version of it. And it's been going on for a long time, a very long time. The U.S. government shutdown entered its 23rd day after Senate Democrats rejected a Republican bill to ensure paychecks for essential federal workers, including troops and air traffic controllers. In a 54-46 vote that failed to meet the 60-vote threshold, the impasse, which began on October 1st, centers on disputes over extending Affordable Care Act subsidies, set to expire and potentially doubling premiums for 22 million Americans, and Republican opposition to $1.5 trillion in new spending demands. Impacts include risks of SNAP benefits, delays for 42 million recipients, and flight disruptions, though some Democrats like Senator John Fetterman voted in its favor, prioritizing workers over party lines. So this is the unbiased Twitter analysis where essentially what's going on in the government, and I will explain it. The left wants to give unfettered, infinite money from taxpayers to illegals, and the Republicans are like, no, we ain't doing that shit. Now, the Democrats are doing their absolute best to keep the government shut down and hold the entire country hostage, meaning SNAP benefits are affected, tons of payments to federal workers are infected, so many people lost their jobs, and essentially, what these people are doing, and this is insane, what these people are doing is essentially using the American people and all these people, torturing them as hostages to try to gaslight and manipulate Trump into bending the knee and caving to their demands. The one thing they are not aware of, though, is that Trump don't buckle. That dude don't break. So this is what's going on in the Senate right now.
Ms. Klobuchar, no.
All right, reading out all of the votes.
Agreed to.
As they do, they read out the votes. Classic government shit, breaking the Senate. Democrats have done the unthinkable, and they blocked the bill that would have paid essential workers during the Schumer shutdown. They are all about inflicting maximum pain on the American people. It couldn't be more obvious they don't care about Americans. True. Which is why they're making this entire war to give infinite money to the illegals. So they are essentially doing their absolute best to torture as many Americans as possible, using them as hostage for Trump to agree to their demands and give money to illegals. If you don't understand how evil this is, I don't even know what to tell you. This is one of the most evil things I've ever seen in my life. And it's so obviously evil to anyone that knows anything. Now, you probably wonder, how are the Democrats laundering this? Well, it's simple. The Democrats are essentially all going on media runs saying that the Republicans are shutting the government down. That's right. They are literally just lying. They are literally lying to the people on public television 24 hours a day, constantly saying that the Republicans are doing the shutdown, when in reality, it's the Democrats specifically voting to shut the government down every single time. Now, this is what Trump had to say about it.
I think it's a shame that it's shut down because we have the greatest economy, as you were saying before. We have the greatest economy in the world right now, by far, the United States. We have almost 18, now it was 17, now it's $18 trillion being poured into our country, and it's no time for shutdowns. I don't think it's affecting what we're doing, but it's too bad for a lot of people. We have a lot of good people that aren't working right now that should be, and it's because the Democrats want to try and renegotiate a deal that they had negotiated. They want $1.5 trillion given to illegal immigrants who came into the country, and it's going to hurt the health care of citizens of our country that have been paying into it, that have been working hard for it.
Now, a lot of people don't know how this affects illegal immigrants because they keep saying it's not for the illegals. That's what they keep saying. They're lying. Because if an illegal immigrant goes to an emergency room, they get seen by the doctor in the emergency room. They then leave, and they essentially got free treatment. And who's paying for it? Because there's no such thing as anything free. Me. You and me. We're paying for it. The taxpayers are paying for it. We're the only ones paying for it. They're not paying for it. We are. We are paying for their free trips to the emergency room. And you know what happens when the emergency rooms get flooded? It means the Americans that are paying for the illegals, they can't get appointments as easily. They have to wait on double lines to see a doctor in the emergency room.
We deserve it. So we're never going to do that. It's not going to happen. And I will tell you, there are a lot of good Democrats that really want to make a deal. And I think all we need is 5 Democrats because we have a great support on the Republican side. So I think we need 5 Democrats, and there are a lot of them that want to make a deal. So I think at some point, common sense will prevail.
Look how insane this is. Every Republican voted to open the government. They just need 5 Democrats, and they can't get 5. They can't get 5 people on the left to say, yeah, let's reopen the government and give health care and all and SNAP benefits and all that to the people. They can't get 5. If that's not really telling us to what's going on, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's insane. So Mike Johnson went on the news and actually cooked.
Well, I'm one that really believed that after the Hate America rally on Saturday, that's what we called it, because
the No Kings rally was the Hate America rally. You know, walking around with guillotines and posters saying to kill Trump, that really is the Hate America rally. First of all, they should all go to jail. That's one. Every single person that's inciting violence. That's one. 2, it really is a Hate America rally. Donald Trump was elected by the majority mandate of the American people to do what he's doing. He's literally doing exactly what he promised. Bro, before bro goes in, I am going to do mass deportations, the biggest in history. And that's what he's trying to do. And everyone's freaking out because they hate democracy.
It was, funded by George Soros and co-sponsored by the Communist Party of the USA and many other nefarious groups. But we really thought that after that display, that Chuck Schumer would come to his senses. Remember, he's been in Congress for 44 years, and every year until now, he has said, and he even said this year, as recently as March, that shutting the government down would cause great pain to the American people, and it could never be done, should never be done.
Look how insane this is. This guy, Schumer, the guy in charge of the shutdown, Chuck Schumer, spends every single year voting for the government to open and talking about how important it is for the government to open and all that stuff. This year, he's protesting like a little bitch and torturing the American people because he doesn't like Trump. He's like, Trump is so orange, let's torture the Americans and then blame Trump. Maybe that'll fool them.
Well, he changed his tune because he's trying to appeal to that radical leftist base in the party because he's terrified. Because the last time he did the right thing, when he voted for this identical CR back in March, he took a lot of heat.
Understand that he voted for this bill that the Republicans are trying to push. Notice how insane it is. He has voted for this bill in the past. It's only now that he changed his mind and he's trying to shut down the government.
He's unwilling to do that again because he's afraid he's going to receive a challenge from one of the Marxist leftists in New York, or maybe AOC.
AOC will probably challenge him after this.
So that's really the sum total of it. Yesterday, Joe,
there's infighting on the left like crazy. Currently, the left is having a really difficult time. All right, think about how insane this is. They're having a really difficult time on the left now because the left is trying to decide whether they want to be moderate liberals fighting for whatever fucking bullshit they're pushing, or if they want to be radical communists like AOC and Bernie Sanders.
We're losing heart a little bit because yesterday the second-ranked Democrat in the House, Catherine Clark, was on an interview that you probably saw a clip of because it's gone around the world, and she said the quiet part out loud. She said, we know that families are going to suffer because of this shutdown.
That's right.
But she said, this is one of the few leverage times we have.
Do you understand how insane that is?
She admitted that they have chosen to shut the government down to use the people as leverage.
Correct.
And real people are being harmed because of it.
And now every single leftoid is literally going on the media and saying Trump's the government. He has the majority in the House. He has the majority in the Senate. He's the president. It's his fault. Like, you have to understand what's going on. They're trying to torture the people to say, look how people are suffering under Trump's presidency. They're trying to tank the economy so that they could say, wow, look at the economy. It's so bad because it's under Trump's presidency. That is the evil shit that we're dealing with. They're hitting you with the famous line, some of you may die, but that is a risk I am willing to take. They are literally hitting you with the most evil, demented shit of all time. It's crazy. It's absolute insanity. And no normal person should be on this side. Now, this is John Fetterman. He's a Democrat. This was a message he posted to his Democrat colleagues.
Hi, here we are, and our government remains closed. And I think that's failure. And I'm the guy that's going to consistently vote for country over party. I'm always going to vote for paying our military over the party. I'm always going to vote for paying the Capitol Police over my party. And I'm going to continue to fight for the 2 million Pennsylvanians that depend on SNAP to feed themselves. And I'm also going to fight for the same 400,000 Pennsylvanians that depend on those tax credits to make health insurance more affordable. Two things are true, and now we can fight for all of them as long as our government is open. My vote is going to remain firmly on keeping our government open, and I'm going to continue to fight for all of those Pennsylvanians that I'm honored to represent here.
that is a good-ass dude, I'm not gonna lie. Right, so despite being a leftoid, he is the one Democrat that is actually voting to reopen the party. And he's like, yo, why are you putting party over people? What's going on? You're representatives of these people. This is horrifying. So that's crazy. That's absolutely insane. Now, if you look at the way the Washington Post is covering this, like this is a classic example of how the media is smearing it. The Senate blocked the bill to pay federal employees who have been required to keep working during the shutdown. The Senate. Who's the Senate? Who's the Senate? It's all the Democrats. This is the Senate. It was only Democrats. So again, they're doing their absolute best to live in fake reality as much as they can. Now, this is obviously not doing super well because the old clips of Chuck Schumer have started making rounds. This is Schumer, the guy that essentially is the guy behind this entire shutdown. A lot of old clips of Chuck Schumer have, well, let's just say, made him look like a little bit of a dingleberry. That's right, that's right. This dude is starting to resemble the pieces of toilet paper stuck in your ass after a good wipe.
Well, you know, we have this extreme hard-right group in the Republican Party, and they have chosen this moment once again to pick their fight on Obamacare. They're perfectly blunt about it. They think threatening a government shutdown, holding the full faith and credit of the U.S. hostage, is the place they have the most leverage. Now, we agree. They want to keep debating Obamacare, fine. But there's a time and a place for everything. It's called the election of 2014. Republicans should train their efforts at 2014. But to hold everything hostage, which in this kind of government set up by the founders they can do, it's wrong substantively, it's wrong politically.
Wow.
When they threaten a shutdown, they're telling cancer patients that research on cures for diseases can't go forward until we kill Obamacare.
Wow.
They're telling highway construction workers that your paycheck and your project are on hold until we've killed Obamacare.
Wow, true.
They're telling middle-class families who want to buy a home they can't get an FHA loan till we've killed Obamacare. Many of the public's against Obamacare, but very few of the public says, hold up everything else till you repeal it. Just a small few. And what's going on here, and I've never seen anything quite like this, is this small few who represent maybe 5% of the electorate, but unfortunately close to a majority in Republican primaries where there's a low turnout, dictate what's going on, hold the country by the neck.
Yo, true.
And paralyze things. So
imagine paralyzing things. Imagine paralyzing and using the American people as leverage for your fucking bullshit power play.
We're making an appeal today to our Republican friends, the half of the House caucus, the 2/3 of the Senate caucus, Republicans who know this is wrong, stand up and make your voices heard.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy. Anyway, there's infinite clips about this of Chuck Schumer talking about how in 2013, how much of a nightmare it is to threaten a government shutdown. That would be terrible for the American people. Now, this is the leftoid base that is currently realizing they're not getting their benefits.
Y'all better lock y'all cars at night, lock your cars, lock your house up. If you're one of them people that just leave your car unlocked, parked in your driveway, you better lock it. With the food stamps being gone and people not gonna have people gonna eat, okay? Nobody's just gonna, this is 2025, but nobody's just not gonna eat. Food stamps, I'm telling you right now, even with the government shutdown and the food stamps and stuff being gone for next month, and it's going to affect everybody, there's about to be a lot of stuff going on, okay? I'm not even going to talk about it too much, because, hey, you know what's about to happen. Lock your cars, lock...
Right? Basically, she's threatening that she's going to steal your shit. And she's not the only one.
All I know is, if I don't receive my benefits this month, the food stamps, I feel bad for the motherfucking ShopRite. I will just be rolling my cart out that bitch like I paid for it. But I guess the card just didn't work this month. It'll work next month. I owe y'all now, I guess, because I'm going to be eating Thanksgiving. Fuck you talking about?
That's right. I know I don't work for a living, but I am entitled to your money. And if I don't get your money because of the Democrats, I'm going to steal your shit. Very cool. Very nice. What else is happening?
We're going to start, I'm telling you, this is going to be a thing. People are going to start, instead of stealing groceries from the stores, they're going to start watching people go to their cars. And they're going to take all of their groceries. And you know what the store going to do? Not our problem. Not our business. It's outside the store. They didn't do it in the store. It's not our property. Call 911. Call the authorities. Make a report.
So essentially, you have this army of people of all, very ambiguous ethnic backgrounds, potentially dark-skinned white people, I would go as far as to say, making these videos.
You know what? Since they want to take food stamps away, I'm going to fucking Walmart. I'm going to break up any damn thing I want, throw this shit right in the basket. I'm coming right about the move, get the fuck out of my way. I'm not paying for a damn thing.
Right, so he's also threatening to steal your shit. You got more of them.
I'm gonna tell y'all straight up like this. I just got that text that the link is definitely cut the fuck off for November. Y'all better stay the fuck out of my way. And I'm walking out with cards and I'm not paying for shit. Trump, if you won't, motherfucker, start looting. Oh, it's gonna happen.
Look how she says Trump and how she blames Trump. It's unbelievable how the media works and it actually affects these people. Like, these people actually think it's Trump that's stopping the food stamps. They all do. And now they're all threatening violence. They're all threatening thievery. They're all threatening all this shit. Of course, the woke judges are going to let them out every single time. It literally doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is so rotten. This ghetto philosophy, first of all, is rotten. It's rotten as fuck. You gotta get yourself out of this victim mentality. That's one. And two, food stamps is something you say thank you for. Like, you absolute, unbelievably entitled bitches. Holy shit, dude. You're not entitled to my taxpayer dollars. That's one. That's two. That's the second thing. Literally, fuck this shit. And the third thing is, this is all the Democrats. The Democrats are literally, and essentially, these are all Democrat voters. Like, let's be real. You might think that I am profiling here. In reality, I am profiling here. That's right. All the people on food stamps are voting for Democrats. I'm sorry. That's just what's happening. So these are literal Democrat voters that they are stomping on their necks and literally torturing their own people to use as some sort of leverage in this government shutdown to convince Trump to give money to people. Like, it's unbelievably evil on every level. The Democrats are evil for doing this. These entitled people are losers for doing this. And they are criminals and should go to jail. It's literally evil on every single layer, and it's gross. But anyway, Liberal Hive Mind has been covering the Schumer shutdown basically daily. So I wanted to see what's been going on over the last couple of days, because Chuck Schumer looks like he's losing his entire career over this.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well, we're calling it the Shutdown Backfire, or maybe more accurately, the Schumer Shutdown Backfire. This guy clearly stuck his head in the sand, and he just blindly moved forward, ignoring all obvious cues that clearly—
I'm a disabled veteran and a single mom and I can't get SNAP, and the Democrats hate you for it. Yep. I'm sorry, chatter. They hate you. That's what's happening. That's where we're living. The Democrats hate you. They want you to die for their cause. Okay? You are literally fighting against evil.
This wasn't a good idea. I guess we witnessed the actions of a desperate man. Chuck Schumer's political career is basically dead in the water. Even Donald Trump spoke about this recently.
True. You know, they're referring to me as a king. I'm not a king.
Right. No, but just so that Chuck Schumer could go and say, I'm fighting Trump.
Yeah, well, Chuck is, at the end of the line. He's being beaten by everybody that they poll against him. And, what he did is he did the right thing a couple of years ago on something like this. And he got hurt by his party. And it doesn't, I don't think it matters to him. I think he's just so dead that he'll do anything.
Yeah, and well, you don't exactly make good decisions when you're desperate and emotional. The warnings were right in front of him. The writing was on the wall. Engaging in this kind of Hail Mary nuclear option political strategy without actual good reason, obviously not going to work well. But Chuck Schumer, he ignored all the obvious warning signs and just moved forward with this sick, pathetic activist theater. And now, well, it seems to be fueling a red wave. A big time.
Oh, absolutely. I think people are really waking up to anyone that's actually in the know, because the Democrats are doing their best to blame Trump for the government shutdown. They're trying to say, well, it's Trump's government, so it's obviously Trump's fault, even when it's literally their fault. But anyone that knows anything knows that it's a literal Democrat shutdown, and they don't feel good about the fact that they are literally hostages to their party being utilized for evil. Like, people don't like that.
Red wave. The polling data continues to drop, folks, and the trend is not slowing down. Rather, it seems to be accelerating. Democrats are not gaining. No, they are getting decimated across the board.
Oh, shit.
Let me show you guys what's going on here, but first, this video is brought to you guys by a sponsor, so let's play that clip. This video is brought to you guys by
ExpressVPN.
This shutdown strategy.
All right. Oh, Arizona voter registration update. 5,500 more Republicans minus 420 Democrats. Oh, how does this happen? But I was told by the Democrats that Trump is the most hated president of all time.
For a while, and now, well, in just 1 month in Arizona, Republicans have now gained almost 5,500 registered voters.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, Democrats continue to bleed voters. And listen, this is not normal. For the trend to be continuing after an election like this, especially to this degree, and you might think, well, the scale of it is pretty small. It's only 5,000.
So for those of you that don't know, the way it normally works is you have an election, and then, now that the new person is elected, as bad stuff inevitably happens, Normally, the elected party bleeds voters. That's why you keep swinging back and forth. Normally, you have like a Republican for let's say 2 terms, and then a Democrat for 2 terms, or Republican for 2 terms, and the pendulum swings back and forth like that normally. The fact that it's literally bleeding Democrats is insane.
Voters, but it's 5,000 voters in a single month. This is a continued political revolt. It will not stop. Usually these trends follow some sort of big event, especially in an election season when a president is clearly outperforming the other side. But it's been almost a year since the last election, since President Trump won, and the trend is not slowing down. So obviously we have to now correlate this to what the Democrats are doing. This is a response to their unhinged, ineffective, non-productive behavior. And it's happening in the worst places, in the most important swing states. It's happening in Pennsylvania. It's happening in Arizona.
We used to have 7 swing states. Now we have 8 swing states, is what they're trying to say.
And Arizona is a state that Democrats need. And they told us after 2020, after Joe Biden won the state by a very slim margin, that they had defended the state. But fast forward today, Republicans now hold a 333,000 voter registration lead in the state of Arizona. Democrats have been ditched. People would rather identify as an independent than Democrat. Now, of course, keep in mind independents in the state tend to lean Democratic, but still, it continues to show that the Democrat brand is toxic. People do not want to identify.
Well, to be honest, they've done nothing good at all. They have not. They don't have a single good policy. I can't even think of a single. That's the crazy part. Normally, you'd think that you either pick the best of 2 good options or you pick the lesser of 2 evils. There are no good policies that the Democrats are currently running on. None, not one. They don't have a single good policy. That's the craziest part. Like their policies are the policies of the devil. Like what? Child castration? What, baby murder? Does that appeal to you? Like, what are the policies of the Democrat Party that you can even remotely recognize? It's just anti-Trump. They made that their entire personality.
With it, and more so now as this shutdown is now happening. And just speaking to the trend that I was mentioning earlier, I got this post I want to show you guys because this is really where it gets put into perspective. This is countrywide. Since the 2024 election, Republicans are plus 1.39 million in voter registrations nationally. Month after month, state after state, people are ditching the Democrats in massive numbers. We're talking tens of thousands, in some months, hundreds of thousands of people registering as Republicans. And Democrats are seeing the exact opposite.
And every single media platform is talking about how Trump is the most hated president of all time. He's so evil. They show us the rallies, bro. Remember they tried to show us these No King protests? Guys, look, there's so many people at these No Kings protests, guys. Bro, but the numbers don't lie.
They're losing voters at an astonishing rate. And the crazy part is the cope. I mean, speak about having your head in the sand.
True.
It's not just Chuck Schumer, it's also your average Democrat voter. The initial voter registration data that I showed you guys earlier, specifically in Arizona, look at the top comment. LOL, they're just switching to primary Republicans. Are you kidding me? No frickin' way. Democrats keep pretending as if this is a real thing, but it is not. These people will say anything. They'll delve into whatever conspiratorial nonsense to justify the horrible numbers. Again, as we know with these Democrats, anything but actually being introspective, looking inward, asking themselves the most important question.
Are we the baddies?
Yes, you are the baddie. And it's no coincidence that this is happening now, that this trend is accelerating as Democrats are doing the shutdown stunt. Voters see it for what it is.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I really think that, so the Democrats, for the longest time, they really thought that they can control the world based on their media manipulation. They thought all you need to do is you need to convince a couple of boomers on CNN that you're fighting against fascism and that's it. The craziest part is that's not working anymore because I'm the media now. CNN's not the media. I am. And everyone knows that. Everyone knows that the media is out of the hands of the retards. It's in the hands of the independents. And there is no way you're ever coming back from this. Dude, I'm not even joking. Every single Democrat came out to say, we're trying to reopen the government and it's Trump that's preventing it. And every single one of them lied to you. All of them. They all did this. I covered this in a previous video. Every single one.
It's a hateful, vengeful, political hostage-taking strategy. That's exactly what Chuck Schumer's doing. The Democrats shut down the government, not over spending, not over policy, but as a political play to launch this cringe No Kings rally, sending their army of boomers onto the streets. And if you think the shutdown was bad for Democrats, wait till you start to see the polling meltdown following this No King's pathetic performance. And you know what? I think all of this really comes down to the Democrats' naive trust in institutions. I think Chuck Schumer and the Dems thought the media would run cover for them, but this is proving to be a fatal mistake. Barely anybody watches mainstream media anymore. They don't have the power that they used to, not to mention social media has totally shifted. X is now owned by Elon Musk. It's the biggest political platform.
That's it.
The algorithm is no longer catered toward...
That's completely it. I mean, you have to remember, the way they used to try to absolutely control us. They used to do their absolute best to control us. And they did it in the most evil way possible. Like, I'm not even trying to lie about this. They banned President Trump. They banned Trump from every social media platform. You really thought that they weren't going to get absolutely obliterated when they tried to ban the president of the United States? Like, if they would ban Trump, who else would they ban? And the answer is everyone. Meta, Facebook even admitted that they were banning people based on, COVID misinformation, as they called it. Like, the reality is they had a vice grip on the media, and they completely lost. They completely lost that vice grip. And, they tried their best, but obviously, that's just not enough. It's just not remotely enough. It's pathetic, and it's lame, and they suck. And they're getting absolutely cooked because of it. And there's no way that they'll ever recover. That's the greatest part. It's literally the best part. They have absolutely no way to recover this. They were so used to infinite media control, they don't even know what to do. They don't even know how to argue. Because in the open marketplace of ideas, the only way they win a debate is by shooting the debater. Look at what Kamala Harris was saying. Look at what she was saying before she absolutely got obliterated because she knew she was losing the war.
That is placed on these social media sites to understand their power. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level of oversight or regulation. And that has to stop.
Okay, right away.
Yeah.
There's no way to misconstrue that.
What does that mean?
Oversight and regulation for free speech is ridiculous.
Yeah.
She literally directly says she wanted to get into censorship. She was like, I really hate that you have these people that have opinions online. We need to regulate the opinions of people. Like, dude, she literally straight up said it. And then she failed and everything collapsed.
Towards left-wing propaganda. The right side promoted news tab is not just anti-Trump propaganda 24/7 like it used to be. And so now there's a real, genuine, authentic national conversation, and Democrats are getting exposed every single day. The media can no longer protect them. Then there's the next element of institutional trust that's backfired here. All the polls in the early days showing that the people would support the Democrats in a shutdown, that they would blame Republicans. This pathetic weak talk.
That's the point. They really thought they could get away with it. Here they are, starving their own people, taking snap away from their own voter base, getting tons of people fired from their jobs and not able to work and not get paid. And they really thought they could blame it on Trump because they were used to infinite media control. They were used to their fucking diabolical genjutsu that you would just believe them. But no one believes them anymore.
Point. Donald Trump and the Republicans, they control government, therefore the shutdown is their fault. No, you're the ones taking the government hostage. And obviously those were fake, phony push polls, but Chuck Schumer and the rest of the Democrats, they probably believed it. They probably believed their own fake polls, just like they do in the election season. Oh, we can't possibly lose. Hillary Clinton has a 99.99999% chance to win because Quinnipiac and YouGov and the Morning Compost told us so. Your polls are trash. They're doo-doo. Dog shit, useless.
I mean, to be honest, like they're doing polls on the mainstream media where no Republican actually cares about the mainstream media. It's like they're like, we've done a poll where we only got Democrats to vote on the poll, and we got a result that the Democrats are going to win. And it's like, wow, dude, wow.
Opium, confirmation bias. If you are developing political strategy based off fake polls, you will find out very quickly, and I think that's exactly what's happening. Because sure, if you cherry pick all your favorite Democrat pollsters, they're always going to tell you, no matter what you do, you're winning. By virtue, if you're a Democrat, if you're on the left-wing side, you just automatically win. But if you look beyond the phony push polls, if you actually looked at the data from the best pollsters in the game, we've repeatedly covered over the last couple of weeks that Democrats are on the losing side of this issue.
I mean, to be honest, it's very obvious they're getting obliterated.
Voters don't even want what they're fighting for, what they're shutting the government down for. And by and large, voters...
Yeah, no one cares about this. They're literally doing it because it's anti-Trump. Like, this is one of those Trump saying, Tylenol causes autism, and then you get Tylenol overdoses throughout the nation. You know, like that's what we're literally watching happen in real time. Like, there's an entire government party that's entire modus operandi is Trump bad. That is literally their entire identity.
Blame the Democrats, and pretty much everybody near unanimously believes that Republicans will end up winning in the end during this shutdown. The effort is futile, and to engage in this futile effort, to take it to the level that Democrats have, to push it to the extreme to shut down the government, and to now be extending that shutdown likely over 30 days by the time this whole thing comes to an end. Oh my lord, what a stupid idea.
But it's the Hail Mary play, but they have no chance of winning. Like, dude, oh my god, these people with their SNAP benefits and stuff getting taken away. Oh my god, dude, they're all gonna fucking go crazy.
That's going to be. I could pretty much guarantee you. I'm not a betting man, but I would definitely bet that it's going to continue backfiring against the Democrats. They will continue to drop in the generic ballot data.
I mean, to be honest, like, we're living in the timeline where Trump is gonna go out there and be like, I've done the research. Do not eat your own poop. I've checked. I've talked to Bobby Kennedy. Do not eat your own poop. And then you're gonna have a very interesting TikTok trend, let's just say. All right. Anyway, apparently it gets even worse. All right, there's a big issue
hypocrisy of the left. Well, I guess you get what you pay for. If you spend decades buying votes with handouts, training people to believe that the taxpayer owes them a lifestyle.
Correct. No lies detected. This was honestly, I didn't expect it to get this far. That they're going to be losing the poor people. Like the poor people that rely on the Democrats for their money because they were convinced by the Democrats that it's good to be poor. And in fact, you should be poor so that you can get infinite government handouts and you deserve all of it. The fact that this is happening is honestly diabolical. It's diabolical. I didn't expect this to happen, but it's actually like happening. Like, it's crazy. It's actually happening. It's actually happening. They convince people you should be poor and you should get infinite socialism. And now the people that voted for them based on infinite socialism are getting absolutely backstabbed by them that voted to shut down the government.
Well, then you breed exactly what we're seeing right now. God. Entitlement at a level just honestly unheard of. Unimaginable.
Dude, this is like absolute cinema if you're a psychopath like me. This is absolute cinema. It's amazing. I've never seen anything like this before in my entire life. Yeah, I have these people that are being like, I am voting for the Democrats because they are the socialists that want me to get infinite free money from taxpayers. The Democrats vote to shut the government down and they don't even get anything. Oh my God. It's like divine comedy.
Levels of entitlement. And what's crazy is that these are the people who are saying America is such a terrible, evil, systemic, racist place. But imagine being a foreigner from a third world or developing country, looking at America and listening to these people who are now complaining as their EBT and SNAP and food stamps are now being withheld from them. Oh no, I'm not getting my $2,000 a month. I'm not getting my free money falling from the taxpayer's sky. What you
For the record, I think this is a cringe system. And I really think that like stuff like food stamps and stuff, it should definitely go to, I don't know, disabled people, you know, stuff like that. And you know, people that, you know, have big families or whatever, and, you know, they're working a job, they can't afford it, you know, stuff like that. But the fact that this is just a crutch for entire societies to function, where essentially they don't even need to work to make a living, I think it you know, it doesn't incentivize them to work. And I think that's not healthy. That's my opinion. You know who doesn't think that way? The leftoids. The leftoids believe in an infinite culture of entitlement and babies. That's what they want, and that's what they're pushing. And now they're betraying them. It's like, it's absolute cinema. We are witnessing retard circus.
Expect me to go get a job as an able-bodied young person? Screw that. I'm gonna go rob the store. Yeah, the cracks in the system, exposure to the rot, I guess, is now a byproduct of this failed Democrat shutdown strategy.
That's the craziest part. The Democrat shutdown is exposing this as like a giant fucking bullshit cesspool.
These important social programs, that cannot face cuts. 10,000 billion trillion people are gonna die if you do it. Clearly, the whole thing is getting freaking exposed.
Yeah.
The model isn't to help people get back on their feet. No, it's to make dependency the Democrat brand. Pure entitlement. Responsibility is a last priority. The excuses come first. This shutdown is ripping the cover off, folks. And it's showing everybody just how upside down these social programs really are. Holy moly, do I have some viral videos to show you guys today. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks. So here's the latest trend on TikTok. We got a bunch of people now realizing that since the government shut down, they're unlikely to get their food stamps. I think people are receiving letters in the mail telling them their food stamps aren't coming anytime soon. And well, here's the common denominator from a lot of the clips of people reacting to this news.
If 42 million people are at risk of not receiving their benefits in the month of November, I don't think that the grocery store staff should be risking their lives for a bag of...
What? Risking their lives? This is literally a death threat. This is a literal death threat.
Groceries.
Since they want to take food stamps away.
Oh my god, these people are crazy, man. These people are fucking insane. Like, you gotta go to jail. We gotta stop calling these benefits too. All right, we should call them poor handouts. Handouts for the poor or something. We should call it charity. I think we should call it charity, government charity. All right, well, they shouldn't feel like it's a benefit of being poor. I don't know, man. It's disgusting. It really is.
Should be risking their lives for a bag of groceries.
Since they want to take food stamps away, I'm going to Walmart. I'm going to rack up any damn one, throw this in the basket. The out my way, I'm not paying for a damn thing.
Let me not get my food stamps. I'm going back to stealing. I don't care. If you leave your car unlocked in the middle of the night, lock it. If I don't get no food stamps, best believe me and mine's gonna eat regardless.
Donald motherfucking Orange Man J. Trump. I'm gonna tell you just like this. What the fuck you mean?
It's crazy that they all blame Trump. You know, like it's literally the Democrats. That's the funniest fucking part. Like, it's crazy.
Who ain't getting that goddamn food stamps in goddamn November? Cause I'm getting my goddamn shit. I don't know about the rest of you motherfuckers, but I'm getting my shit. Cause I'm gonna tell you just like this on Jesus Lamar motherfucking Christ. I will be at mother Walmart with my steel toes on and my motherfucking helmet, and I dare a try to stop me from walking out that
actual threat of theft and vandalism.
Store with my grocery. Baby, you want to see a human motherfucking bulldozer, baby? Because that's what the I'm turn into. If you think you going to stop me from leaving out that goddamn store with my motherfucking monthly groceries that I get every goddamn month.
I really don't advise y'all to try to chase after anybody that's trying to collect them some food for their family as they're walking out that door with that cart, because you might around and don't make it home.
If they stop my food stamps, me and my man will be at the grocery store walking out with two big carts. And ain't bet nobody better do nothing because my man coming hard behind me and it only take him one time to punch up.
Holy freaking moly. There it is.
No, I think it's actually cinema. Like, I know we're supposed to be like sad and stuff that these people are poor. But I'm not trying to be rude here, but El Bozo, get a job. Like, I'm really not trying to be rude here, but get a job, dude. Please get a job.
Is plain as day. The response from people isn't, oh, well, you know, maybe I ought to work a little extra. Maybe I ought to get some work boots on, be productive, generate income.
Nope, the solution is robbery. Yeah, and you're going to tell me that there's nothing rotten in ghetto culture?
Feed my family. Nothing about going to food banks or going to the church, asking for help from the community. No, just, I'm going to rob you. Gone from robbing the taxpayer to now robbing the Walmart. So much of this is not a safety net. It's not people who desperately need it, who cannot work, they're unable to work. The whole thing is a shakedown. It's a taxpayer shakedown. And to add insult to injury, it's not just I'm gonna rob now. No, there's a threat that's being attached to it as well.
Violence.
If you try to stop me from stealing for my kids, I'm going to murder you or my boyfriend's gonna punch you in the face. You better not try to stop me.
Let's not forget for just a second, the Democrats are doing this. Like, let's not forget. Like, this isn't just Democrat voters. This isn't just black fatigue. This is direct results of the Democrats doing this to their people. And turns out their people are violent and not super into the law or something. It's crazy.
Feel compassion for these people. I know the left feels endless compassion for these people.
Oh, I don't feel any compassion. Like, that's the funniest part. Like, dude, you have to understand the insanity, all right? The compassion party is the party that's voting for these people not to get their benefits. I am not the infinite compassion party. I will pray for you to figure your shit out and get a job. I do not think you deserve the money that I earn. So realistically, you are barking up the wrong tree. Like, you are a useful idiot to the Democrats. I want to make this very clear. You are the most useful of idiots. I want to make this unfathomably, undebatably clear. The Democrats are promising you infinite money to get your votes, and they will literally take that all away from you and torture you as a hostage to hold the government, okay? All of you are their useful idiots. They're dumbass voters that, quite frankly, are just being yanked around by them. The ugly truth is, no one thinks you deserve my taxpayer dollars. The rich, powerful people are promising my tax dollars to you to steal your vote. They don't care about you either. And this made it unfathomably clear.
Well, really, it's all part of their strategy of keeping these people as loyal, dependent voters. But no, my thought immediately is this.
Right to jail.
Straight to freaking jail.
Yeah, I said the same
it's
thing.
Unbelievable.
True.
But the raw, again, is on full display. It's people making videos like that.
Yeah, like, it's unreal. We shouldn't deal with this. We shouldn't need to live in a culture like this. This shouldn't be in America.
This kind?
I got an email from EBT. I used to get $740 a month for my 2 kids. And we not getting EBT no more. They took the EBT. They saying I gotta work 20 hours a week. I'm not working for nobody. Get the fuck out of here. This is what Americans, taxpayer.
I don't know. I think this one's satire. I've seen this one. This one I'm pretty sure is satire. So I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to include that one in the video. I'm pretty sure that one's satire.
Hurts President Trump. You'll notice a lot of these people, they're blaming President Trump. Trump's taking away my food stamps because they don't actually understand how government operates and what's happening. They just know that Trump's currently the president and they're not getting their food stamps. They probably don't even know the government's shut down, to be frank. And so they're just pointing to President Trump as the villain. And that's the strategy, right?
That is the strategy. That is what the left is doing. The left is voting to shut down the government, then going on the news saying it's Trump's government, he's the bad guy, and their retard voters are believing it. And we have to deal with that, and they vote. That's the craziest part. You have someone that will vote against Trump because they think Trump is taking away their food stamps when it's not Trump. That is the problem with infinite retard jutsu that we're dealing with. The fact that all these dumbasses vote. That's the craziest part. That's the craziest part, man. That's the wild part, man. I had a very hot take. I think that you need to pay X amount of taxes to vote. Yeah, that's right. If you're living as a parasite on society, literally as a leech, then obviously you're going to vote for the leech party that's just promising to wreck the country for your benefit. I don't know, man. I think this is insane.
Yank the benefits, cause pain, and then hope that you galvanize these people to show up to the polls. A lot of them are low propensity voters, and so the hope is to get people who wouldn't have otherwise voted in the 2026 midterms to vote because, oh, Donald Trump is taking away your free money. It's all about cultivating dependency and then weaponizing said dependency, weaponizing it on command. This shutdown, man, I mean, it's exposing the rot. The scams are surfacing. Suddenly you're hearing about ghost dependence, the off-the-books side cash with zero income paperwork. Households playing the system at every angle for the maximum payout. And when the money pauses, well, I guess suddenly the mask drops, right? Out comes the real attitude, pay me or I'll take it. Again, that's not social insurance, that's not a safety net, that is taxpayer hostage taking. When's enough gonna be enough? And of course, this fits in perfectly with some viral clips that we were covering, I don't know, probably like 4 or 5 months ago, where we encountered this one individual who was stealing professionally, right? Robbing Walmarts and Targets, wearing designer glasses. Then it turns out that she was getting all kinds of government benefits. Zero income, oh, I make no money. I set up a whole situation, no man in the house, all kinds of kids, getting all kinds of money from the taxpayer, and then subsidizing that money, not by working, no, because working would make me ineligible probably for a lot of these benefits, so instead I steal on the side. What a portfolio. Taxpayer money in one pocket, stolen cosmetic products in the other pocket. It's a disgrace, and it's an insult to who are actually struggling and working their behinds off to actually make ends meet. The ones filling the trucks, stocking the shelves, running the forklifts, people working for everything they have, people who have to budget.
They work for me.
To see this.
I mean, the reality is that's where we're at. That's what society is telling these people. That is the tragic reality. The reality is that these people are being told you deserve the money being made by people that are working for it. It is inherently antithetical to, in my opinion, the value system that America was founded on. It's crazy.
Kind of entitlement. And again, imagine being from another country, a developing nation, and looking through the window and seeing this in America. It's a verifiable joke. And it's a joke created by the Democrats. An entire broken system. They pull on your heartstrings and say, ooh, the peoples, ooh, the peoples. These people? Give me a break. They should all be cut off.
Get a job. Get a job. It's so funny because this is like what the right's been saying forever. Get a job, bro. Like, what are we doing? Why are we literally giving you infinite handouts, communist style, so that you don't feel like you ever need to work because you could just survive on handouts? Like, dude, we've been saying this the entire time. They have been saying, no, that's not true. And here they literally all get exposed. Every single one of them gets completely exposed for the worthless shitbag that they actually are. Get a job, dude.
job. A functioning country should never bargain with entitlement tantrums.
True.
A proper country would protect its taxpayers, would draw logical boundaries, would restore dignity instead of enabling dependence and entitlement. The Democrats pretend as if they've got a moral mandate, right? But look at the reality. Look at the rot beneath the surface. Look at what they're enabling. It's unbelievable, and don't
I
be
mean, I think it's awesome. I think this is the ultimate exposed. I've never seen them exposed quite this badly before. It's honestly very, very humiliating. I would hate to be them personally. I would hate to be them. Apparently, Schumer is now privately begging to reopen the government.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. And of course, I guess unsurprising to literally everybody, just like clockwork, the No Kings Schumer shutdown seems to be already coming to an end. The whole thing has fizzled. Very clearly, the public didn't bite on Chuck Schumer's
Yeah, no
little
one cares.
fascism bait, and now it seems
Dude, no one cares. Everyone knows there's no fascism. Everyone knows there's no king. That's why this protest was so retarded.
Seems like behind the scenes, little Chucky boy here, little Chuck Schumer, is now desperately begging for some sort of a conciliatory deal to reopen the government. And obviously this was always where we were headed. Stage a pathetic little Democrat tantrum, try to bully the country into blaming President Trump. And then of course, once it all fails, or
Like,
in this
think about how much insane bullshit happened just to get to this point. Like, do you realize what they did to get here? Like, they closed down cities, they blocked roads, they lit fires, they went insane, they took benefits, and it was all for absolutely nothing, because Trump was never going to capitulate to these retards.
case backfires spectacularly in your damn face, then crawl behind the scenes, behind closed doors, in a desperate attempt to save face. Democrats clearly gambled that purposeful, inflicted pain on the American people would somehow move the needle, move the polls in their direction, but now they're learning a harsh lesson. The polls haven't moved. If anything, they've moved away from Democrats. And so I guess it's time to cave. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. Let me give you the latest Schumer shutdown, No Kings shutdown update.
All right,
we got
let's
some
go.
stuff to get into.
Dude.
Roll the tape. All right, folks. So here's Speaker Johnson updating us. It seems Schumer is now begging for a little bit of a backdoor rescue.
So Republicans cannot and will not solve it in a backroom deal. Chuck Schumer has been suggesting that 4 leaders should go into a smoke-filled back room like they used to do in the old days and create this solution. It's not a possible thing to do. It was never appropriate. It's not possible to put on a continuing resolution because it's such a complex issue. Issues of this magnitude deserve deep thought and deliberation. That's how this system works here. And as soon as Chuck Schumer reopens the government, all of our members will have an opportunity to engage in the very important discussion of how to make Obamacare affordable. But we won't engage in Democrats' hostage-taking, nor will we pay a ransom.
And how pathetic is that? I don't know what Chuck Schumer thinks he's going to get here. You know, at this point, Democrats have already caused so much damage, and it seems a lot of damage to themselves. The idea that Republicans need to now step up and bail them out of their own frickin' disaster? I mean, why? I don't think Republicans should give in to the Democrat ransom. No CR slush fund, no hostage-taking payoffs here. And honestly, at this point, even on the Obamacare subsidies, why even give an inch? The damage has already been largely done. It makes no difference whether now it continues for another week, another 2 weeks. Democrats already locked it in. They made their bed. Now make them sit in it. Make them sleep in it. You want to negotiate anything? Reopen government. That's how it works, right? That's where the debate should be done, in the offices of Congress during regular work days with working, functioning government.
Obviously, but they decided to go the hostage route because they're retarded.
Don't give them an inch, because the outcome here is inevitable. Chuck Schumer never had any leverage, and he was attempting to create leverage. That was the whole purpose of this theatrical play, right? Shut down the government, create a lot of pain, build a narrative that then turns on Republicans, and then Republicans feel as though they need to act because there's all this outrage. But the outrage was manufactured, it's not genuine, and the narrative is now crumbled, meaning the side that now has to cave is not the Republican side, it's the Democrat side. They need to stop with this nonsense. You don't get to hold services hostage, lose the PR battle, and then waltz into a secret room meeting,
they were humiliated
still asking
here.
for something. You know, give me something. How about nothing? You get nothing.
You get nothing.
Democrats are on the losing side, and you could tell by how they just continue to shift the talking points. They're moving the goalpost. Weeks ago, they were hitting Republicans with maximalist demands, restore all of the spending, they were saying. Undo your entire electoral mandate agenda. Keep
crazy,
every
dude.
program untouched. Give us all our money back so we can continue this illegal migrant healthcare pipeline slush fund scam. Keep the cash flowing for illegal migrants. But slowly but surely, the demands have lowered and lowered and lowered. The expectations have lowered. And now it seems they're just mostly focused on Obamacare subsidies.
True.
As if that was the line in the sand since day one, when
True.
clearly it wasn't.
Absolutely.
It seems like the last thing that they've got here. And it's funny because I remember Representative Lawler even told Hakeem Jeffries a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, reopen government and let's have a conversation, or, let's extend the Obamacare subsidies. But
They don't care because they want to starve their own people. That's their plan. They want to torture their own people to manipulate them to get votes. They want to torture their people so they can say Trump bad. It's insane.
Right, that was the message. Well, now all of a sudden, that's what Democrats are saying. But again, that's an issue of your own making. So now it seems their issue is with their own policy, not with Republicans. Because, of course, the legislation that was passed, the Obamacare subsidies, Democrats introduced that legislation, they passed that legislation, and of course, they're the ones who set the expiration date.
These healthcare subsidies, which are so important, are expiring at the end of this year because that's when Democrats controlled Congress and passed the Inflation Reduction Act. It included that specific expiration date. Democrats were also the key architects of Obamacare. Is this a crisis of your party's own making right now?
No, it's a crisis because the current leadership in Congress is not willing to step up and take care of working people.
So is the
Democrats vote to shut down the government. Okay, Democrats, now that you voted to shut down the government, this is really sad. And they're like, no. I know we voted to shut down the government, but it's not on us. It's on Trump for not completely capitulating to our insane demands.
Issue the Obamacare subsidies, or is it the CR bill that they keep saying is not clean? Is it cash for illegal migrants? What is the issue? It's so incoherent and so stupid across the board. And again, at the end of the day, it comes down to policy discussion and negotiation. Why are you holding the American people, the American government hostage? The shifting of the goalposts.
Because they hate you. Because they hate you.
That's all the evidence that you need. The Democrats are starting to fold. And you could tell this is unsustainable for them. You got all these left-wing politicians now getting grilled across the media, mostly on the issue of the damage
that's the best part. The best part is the media. The leftist-owned media is starting to completely turn on them because this is insane.
They're doing.
The longer this shutdown goes, the worse the impact actually gets. We're talking more missed paychecks, more people looking for lifelines like food banks. Those are already seeing increased demand, but it's likely to just get worse in the coming weeks because the Agriculture Secretary actually warned states in a letter recently, according to the New York Times, that the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, is likely to run out of money in about 2 weeks. You've talked about what that program meant to you and your family as a kid. What do you say to people that are feeling this pain now and knowing it might get worse?
I am so worried about people who are not getting paid. I'm worried about the SNAP benefits.
Since the shutdown began now 21 days ago, there have been 11 votes on the GOP measure to reopen the government, and you have voted no all 11 times. How are you explaining that to federal workers, including those in your state who aren't getting paid?
To be honest, I'm telling you, this does suck, and I'm supporting you in this situation.
People all over this country are looking at these notices and say,
That's not a good look, man. It's like, what do you tell your people? Well, this sucks. Yeah, it does. Yes, it does. Yep.
Can't pay a doubling of my health insurance premiums. Republicans will understand that and come to the table.
Do you know what would be powerful, though, is if Congress did their money while they were waiting? Because right now, it's hard to imagine it's...
Even The View is turning on the Democrats. This is diabolical.
Incentivized. It's easier for the politicians in D.C. to go away from each other and say, we will win this way, while people are losing their paychecks. If Congress just said, we're not going to take our paychecks till we figure this out, that would be a noble step in the right direction.
True. Congress is still getting paid while they're voting to shut down the government. How insane is that?
I would say
that's not everybody can afford to do. You got some young people there with kids there.
These people are all worth tens of millions of dollars. Not everyone can afford it in Congress. Yeah, but neither could the people that you are literally taking their benefits, bro. You are the socialist. That Bernie Sanders, you're the socialist communist guy, and you are literally taking the benefits from the people to fund your slimeball maneuver.
That aren't getting paid, though.
I think that's a fair
holdout.
point. I think that's a fair point.
They're cracking. You can tell.
Yeah, no, bro got absolutely cooked there. I have never seen anyone get that obliterated. It's like, why don't people in Congress actually do the noble thing and don't take a paycheck while they vote to shut down the government? Because they need the money. Because they need the money. Huh? So you'll starve 1 million Americans, no problem, but because they need the money, the rich people in Congress, oh my God, these people are such unbelievable frauds. It is insane. Apparently, someone just sent me a video on Twitter. Apparently, Schumer just had a meltdown right now on the Congress, on the floor. Hold up. Apparently, this just happened.
I would ask my colleague, one of the greatest blows to democracy when we don't have a fully free press, and has it been a hallmark of so many of the countries that he has mentioned that are autocracies or absolute dictatorships, to have no free press, so no information can come out? And doesn't that dramatically hurt
no free press
the American people when government is shielded and can do whatever it wants and hurt as many people as it wants because you don't have a free press?
Wait, let me get this straight. He's saying that the media doesn't criticize Trump? That Trump owns the media and therefore the media never criticizes Trump? Are you fucking insane?
Shouldn't it really frighten every American that this is a large step on the road away from democracy towards tyranny and towards authoritarian government?
It's authoritarianism and fascism that the media is completely controlled by Trump and therefore will never criticize him. Are you insane? Are you crazy? Like, dude, these people will just go out there in front of the media and say the opposite of truth. Like, the absolute opposite of truth. The media exclusively criticizes Trump. Are you insane? Trump gets like a 95% negative media coverage. Dude, they criticize Trump for trying to end the Gaza war. He will literally lie to your faces. This is insane. All right, someone just sent me this clip of Trump. Apparently Trump just mentioned this. Hold up.
And a friend of mine, talking about donors, a friend of mine, a man that's great. I'm not going to use his name unless he lets me do it. Susie can tell you about this, but he called us the other day and he said, I'd like to contribute any shortfall you have because of the Democrat shutdown.
Oh my God.
I'd like to personally contribute any shortfall you have with the military because I love the military and I love the country, and any shortfall, if there's a shortfall, I'll contribute it. And today he sent us a check for $130 million.
My God.
I would love to tell you.
Oh my God.
He doesn't really want the recognition, if you want to know the truth, but he gave us a check for $130 million. And that's going to go to which was sort of a shortfall, yeah. And that's going to go to the military.
Elon, question mark? Elon, question mark? Was it a African-American friend, perhaps? That's crazy. So while the Democrats are out there saying the media is running cover for Trump constantly, it's authoritarianism, that's why we are voting to shut down all of your money, Trump is out here saying we got an $130 million donation to fund the military while the Democrats are voting to shut them down. That is astronomical. Yeah, no, I think it's really clear who the baddies are at this point. But yeah, anyway, that'll be this story of the Democrat Schumer shutdown. These people are getting destroyed. The funniest thing is, the left, they're cooking themselves. They're cooking themselves, man. And it's really funny to watch them absolutely destroy themselves for our amusement. Definitely subscribe. We will be making fun of more retards very soon. And stay weird, fam. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.